Baelor Breakspear might just be one of the greatest characters in the Song of Ice and Fire universe. Not just because of how he lived, or even how he died, but because of what his character says about the larger themes of the story. That heroism is not simply a state of being or the automatic lot of the protagonist, but a choice. And it only takes one choice to change the fate of the world around us. Baelor is a perfect tragic hero, not because he died, but because he had the choice to live. When we say the word hero, a long list of qualities comes to mind. Noble, kind, courageous, self-sacrificing, and a good many others. But when comparing the heroes of our own history to those of some popular fiction, you can see that there is a key difference. In real life, there is no great reward. There is no dramatic music or no comfort that the ones that you love are safe. One minute, you're alive, and the next, you're not. So to act for the greater good in an instant like that is true heroism. And I think the reason we all love Baelor Targaryen is because he embodies perfectly that kind of courage. The world of Ice and Fire is not a happy one, all in all. And while many call it nihilistic, while I myself have even called it cynical, I do think Martin is trying to make a point. That while evil often wins in the short term, ultimately the good will prevail. That good will always result in more good. Or if I can even take it a step further, that to act for the greater good has inherent value, regardless of the outcome. And it's why, in A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the character of Baelor Targaryen is so beloved, and why his sacrifice is so cathartic.
This man attacked my son.
This man protected the innocent, as every true knight must,
because he demonstrates virtue in a world much like our own. But I want to take this video to explore how the story does this, and why the details actually matter. Because it's based on a novella, the whole story comes down to a singular conflict. Who will win the Trial of Seven? And on a thematic level, what makes a true knight? Is it titles, lands, and armor? Or is it standing by ideals that knighthood represents? And there's even a bit of meta-narrative about heroes in our own storytelling. What makes a protagonist a hero? Is it that the writer tells us he is one? That he fights the villain, saves the day, and gets the girl? Or is it because he actually acts like one? Because while Dunk is our protagonist, Baelor is the one who finds himself at the center of this thematic conflict. From the start of the show, Baelor is pretty much the only lord who lives up to Dunk's expectations of what a knight should be, the expectations of his station. He is heir to the throne, part of the great Targaryen dynasty, an experienced war hero, and a popular champion of the people.
We are the intruders here, brother. Come closer, sir.
And he's patient, kind, and fair. And yet, he does not stand with Dunk. In some ways, Baelor is complicit in the actions of his nephew Aerion and the greater Targaryen name.
I wish that Duncan had killed him.
Aerion is your brother. And the Septons say we must love our brothers.
And while he admires the purity of Dunk's approach, he is much more pragmatic and calculating.
Aegon should have come to me when he saw what his brother was doing to those puppeteers.
There was no time, Uncle.
Instead, he ran to you, Sir Duncan. That was no kindness.
So we're never truly sure where he stands, and practically speaking, there is much to lose from both sides. I think the primary reason Baelor is so beloved as a character is that he's directly at the center of the story's thematic conflict. On the one hand, you have Aerion Brightflame, the great Targaryen prince. He has the infamous pale hair of his dynasty, the power of his name, and he even believes himself to be the dragon reborn. And Dunk is the exact opposite. An insignificant hedge knight who not only has no titles or land, but may not even be a real knight. Yet, he believes in the oaths associated with knighthood, and more importantly, he stands by them.
No matter the cause, it is never wise to strike a king's grandson.
Would you not have done the same?
I might have. But I am a prince of the realm, not a hedge knight.
And amidst this conflict, Baelor is... well, he's good. He's decent. But he's not a hero. He knows how evil his nephew is, so he takes pity on Dunk. He helps, but all behind the scenes, and it's not really until this scene in the tournament that he answers the critical central question of the story.
This man protected the innocent,
as every true knight must hunt. Let the gods decide if he was right or wrong.
See, this is an incredible moment of character building and storytelling. And yet, 30 minutes later, he dies.
No, Your Grace. Your Grace.
So, what about this character arc do we love so much? Is it the surprise? The fact that he could have been king and saved the realm, but now never will be? Or is there something else? Because I don't think this death is quite the same as Ned's or Robb's or any of the other great deaths in A Song of Ice and Fire. There's more tragedy to it. And I think to fully understand what's going on here, we need to understand George's philosophy of heroism.
People do heroic things, but very few people are actually heroes. So I'm not interested in heroes because I really don't think heroes per se exist. But I am interested in heroism. And I think in an audience like this, all of you have the potential to be heroes, like on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, you may be shits.
And Baelor as a character is used as a way to explore this. While their personalities are very different, if you think about it, Baelor and Maekar are not so dissimilar. They are brothers. They had the same father, they fought in the same wars, and spent a great deal of time with one another. And while both men may seem to be decent people, I think only one of them is a hero. Because when faced with the ultimate choice, Baelor chooses the greater good and Maekar the lesser, despite both of them having similar thoughts on the matter.
Are you cowering behind some 6,000-year-old Andal foolery because you're afraid to face this hedge knight alone?
We love Baelor Breakspear as a tragic character because, for him, heroism is a choice. And while that may be the case for all heroes, this story spends the necessary time to highlight this fact. He's not killed by a Dark Lord or an army of orcs, but by the indifference of the world. By the selfish, unthinking, and cowardly choices of his brother, who also loves him more than anyone.
Some men will say I meant to kill my brother. The gods know it is a lie.
The tragedy of Baelor Targaryen and Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is George R.R. Martin at his best. A difficult and yet not cynical take on the presumption that heroes will always win. He's not denying that to choose the good is victory in and of itself, but that when you choose the good, it often will not feel like that. You will feel like you've failed, and you will feel alone. As much as Martin likes to comment on the cruelty of the world, in many ways, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is an argument against this. It's a story which proves that whether you have hope or not, whether the odds are in your favor, and whether you think you can win, it will always be the right thing to stand up for what is right. To stand against the world. To fight. Because all men must die. We do not know when death will come for us, and so we can't count on the next day or the next hour. We must strive to do the next right thing, regardless of what we think the outcome may be. Because not only can we not predict what effect that action may have, we cannot predict how much time we have left to act. Baelor is a tragic hero because he died just moments after he truly became one. And while we mourn him, imagining what a great king he could have become, perhaps his death is what made him truly great. Perhaps the effects of his death will have a greater benefit to the world at large. A final question left for our protagonist, Dunk, to decide. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, consider supporting the videos on this channel and the creative projects we're working on. Anything and everything helps. Even just join the Discord for free so we can chat more about this stuff. And no matter what you do, keep reading, keep writing, and I will see you all in the next video.